Testing. What is up, everybody? My name is Sean Roselt, and welcome to day 34 of vibe coding on a Steam Deck until we make $1 million. So, today, as you can see by the end of the video title, we are going to be playing with Google Declarative something. I don't even remember. So, Google released something that they call Declarative Partial Updates. Now, I did mention this in a previous video. But basically what this is, can I open it in a browser? Give me a second. There we go. I want to open it in this browser right here. Copy. So what this is a new proposal from Google that would allow us to make single page web apps without actually using any JavaScript. Or very little JavaScript, that is. Now, it's very interesting. And it's not released yet, but you can get it via an npm package, which will eventually become part of Chrome by default. So I want us to explore this a tiny bit and see if we could maybe transition our Roselt.js library over to this one. So I think what I'll do to start off with, while we read this, I want us to basically take this link and jump into some AI. We'll make an index.html file. And I'll set up some basic stuff here. Components. New folder. Pages. Okay, let's start here. And I'll basically tell the AI, please go and implement a basic, let's zoom in here. A basic, don't you get any sleep, bro? I do get sleep. I've been awake since, I think, 6:30, something like that. Please go and implement a basic example app that uses Google's declarative partial updates API. Here are some docs. Well, let's just send this to it. I want 3 pages. No, let's do 4 pages. 4 pages. Home, login, sign up, profile. Let's do settings as well. Settings. I want 5 pages. I also want the header and footer to be HTML custom components. How are you doing, by the way, Mr. Gordon? Okay, I think let's give it this prompt and see what it does for us. And then while we wait for that prompt, I think we'll have a read here. Now, I have read through this already, so I'm not going to read through it in massive detail. But essentially what this allows for you is to be able to have basically use syntax like this, which almost looks like PHP syntax. So you can like say marker, name, placeholder. And then somewhere else in your code, you could have HTML like this, template for placeholder. And then whatever is in here will automatically be inserted into this section at runtime without any JavaScript being used. Just standard HTML. And this allows you for you to basically make full SPA apps, single page web apps. I'm good. How are you and your family? My family is good, thank you, Mr. Gordon. I'm also good. Hello, Cliff. Nice to see you again. Now, I did read this about 2 weeks ago or a week ago or something, so I don't exactly remember. May 19, yeah. So it's been about a bit more than a week, almost 2 weeks since I've read this. So I don't remember it exactly what was in here, but I'm also not going to read through it again in much detail. I'll just scan it, and then we'll wait for the AI to make us an example, and then we'll learn it through the example. Okay. The template element looks up the corresponding processing instructions with a name attribute and replaces the content. In this case, after being passed, DOM ends up as, yeah. As well as the marker attribute for replacements, there are also start and end range markers. Okay. So they have a demo here. Let's have a look at the demo. Happy to see you as well, Cliff. I can't maximize the demo for some reason. It's fine, don't care about the demo. Okay, use cases. There are many use cases. Let's zoom in here a bit. Okay, use cases. There are many use cases for this out-of-order patching HTML when coupled with streaming HTML. Island architecture. A common pattern popularized by frameworks like Astro, the island architecture where components are hydrated independently on top of a static HTML. The template for API lets static content be handled in a similar fashion directly in HTML. JavaScript frameworks can also use this for more interactive islands. Okay. Okay, so Google, let me put on the chat here. So Google announced something called declarative partial updates, which allows you to make single page apps without using any JavaScript. So I'm basically trying to learn this and see if we can build a framework on top of that. So I currently have my Roselt.js framework, which is kind of similar to the way this works, but this doesn't need any JavaScript, whereas mine needs JavaScript. So I'm trying to see if we could not maybe rather scrap all of the work I did in Roselt.js and rather build it on top of this. Now, this is not fully released just yet, but you can use it via an NPM package. Looks like the AI finished. Let's just have a read here quickly. Delivery content when it's ready. Thanks to this island architecture, content can be streamed when it is ready, rather than held back for content that requires extra processing. HTML can be delivered in optimal. Okay, I don't care about that. Restrictions and subtleties. Okay. Template 4 can only update processing instructions within the same parent element for security reasons. Okay. Okay. Adding template 4 directly to the body element gives it access to the whole document, including the head. Okay. Okay. Note that when inserting template 4 dynamically with methods like setHTML or innerHTML, the parent of the template when it is passed is an intermediate document fragment. That means that inserting HTML using these methods can modify existing DOM, and the patching happens in place, inside the fragment. However, when streaming using methods like stream.html unsafe that we're about to cover, there is no intermediate fragment. Okay, client side includes, for example, template 4 footer, patch source. Okay, let's go have a look at what it actually did for us. Okay, this is not what I meant. Components should be in the components folder. Okay. Insert a JSON HTML. Okay, simple navigation helper that loads page fragments containing template 4 and appends them to the document. Okay. So here's the HTML page. Initial in-document template for the home page. The polyfill will patch the placeholder on load. Okay. Start. Okay, let's just do some prompting here. I also don't want any fallback code in the template, the tags. It should only come from the components/pages. It's not based on HTMX, but it does feel similar to HTMX. But it's still different. This is something Google made from scratch, but they definitely took ideas from HTMX, I think. Now, I don't know yet exactly what this can and can do. Like, I'm just jumping in now and learning it. So I don't know yet exactly what power it would give us. Let's start and initial in document template for the home page. Okay, what's currently on the home page? There is JavaScript on HTMX, yeah. So this doesn't use any JavaScript. It's going to be like built into HTML. And that's why it's so interesting to me. So currently, but you only write HTML, yeah. So currently it's being run through JavaScript because it's not fully released yet. But this library that they have is a very, very small library. I can open it here in a separate tab. So this is currently the code to have it work. Just this. And then eventually it'll just be part of any browser. Okay, here we got some stuff now working. Okay, so if I go to components, okay, I want each component to have its own file. I'm just doing some restructuring right now. I think this we don't need anymore. That we can delete. Then we have an app.js. Let's open it up and see how it looks. So this is how it currently looks. Since it is early, I'm very curious to see what you can cook up with it. Yeah. Now, I read somewhere here that they are not even close to fully finalizing it. They still have plans to add more stuff to it than what is currently available. So yeah, it is still very early, but it does seem like that they want to actually have this ready by end of this year. At least parts of it like fully released. Okay. Okay, so we got components split now. Okay, app header, app footer. Okay. Let the component file names be named the same as the component itself. Can you share the link of the Google page? Yes, I can. I should actually read through this entire page because, like I said, I have not read this in like 2 weeks. So I barely remember what's actually on it. But sometimes it's easier for me to learn just by looking at the code rather than reading through all of this documentation. So I rather just want to let AI build something and then I kind of figure out what I like, what I don't like based on the way it built something for me. If you're going to read it, let me know if you see anything interesting or something you think I should know. YouTube also released something interesting today. So I normally watch my YouTube videos on 2x speed or sometimes even faster. But every time I choose a new video, I have to go again and set it to be 2x or whatever. So now YouTube introduced something new that's called auto speed, I think. So you can now set a minimum speed, and then YouTube will then automatically, based on how you normally set your speed, set the speed for you automatically on every video. I've been using it the whole day, and it's actually really nice. It's nice not being needed to change the speed the whole time. Okay, so we got a main here, and then a start and an end. Okay. Okay, so what are we including? Modules. Let's see if we can do it without modules. I don't know why, but I've never liked the whole modules, the ES module system. Um, I just haven't gotten to actually liking it, and I think it's because it doesn't work always without a server. Is this possible without ES modules? Maybe at some point someone can convince me of ES modules, but I'm just haven't convinced myself to use it just yet. I have used it in a couple of projects, but I just don't like it. I don't know why. I feel like I should like it. But you can do some pretty cool stuff if you add it. Like they have that what's it called? When you do fetches, you can like do what's it called? You can see I've been using AI too much. I don't even remember basic stuff. Async something. It doesn't matter. But I know you can do some cool stuff if you use modules that you can do if you don't use modules. They keep the first, so scripts execute after passing and in order polyfill. Okay. Okay, so we got a few pages. Let's see if it's working. Okay, the page is still working. Failed to load page, sign up. Okay, so why is it failing? Async await fetch, yes. But there's a way that you can do it in ES modules that's different than the way you do it without it. Let me just quickly have a look here. Um, I think it came out in ECMAScript 2024. I think it came out or something like that. I'll quickly find it for you. It came out pretty recently, or it feels like it came out recently. New features. It's not this. 2025. Oh, by the way, if we go back to 2026, this is very cool. So they are introducing a new. Oh, it's await async, I think. We'll check it now, but new JavaScript date object. This is pretty cool. Not useful for us right now, but it is pretty cool. Okay, ES 2024. No. I'll find it shortly. Oh, dang, it's even longer ago. It feels like just the other day that this came out. 2021, no way. Dynamic imports. What? 2020 is when we got this. It like feels just the other day, but it's 6 years ago. Okay, no, must be something sooner then. Let's just say here, fetch. No. Fetch, no. Fetch, no. No, man. What was it? It was a different way to use async await when you are using async, when you're using ES modules. Atomic. ES modules async await. Fetch. I think it's this was being mentioned here. Using await at the top level in ES modules. Yes, this. Top level await now makes this valid at the top level of ES modules. Yeah, so when you use ES modules, you can do this. In the past, you'd need to wrap this logic in an async immediately invoked function. Yeah. So they've made it easier to do stuff like this. Type fetch directly on Google. Important. Top level await only works in JavaScript modules, not in common JS. Yeah. Which is unfortunate because that's quite cool being able to just do this, you know. So this doesn't work anymore. I suspect it's because you need a server now. For this, I'm not sure. Let's open it. I'll check the console for any errors. Yeah. Error, type error, failed to fetch. So make a server to, well, let's just see if we can get it to work without a server. That would be nice as well. I get this when I run it. Yeah, it says file not found. It's not finding the login file for some reason. Oh, because it's going pages. Why is it going pages? That's probably why it's failing. Yeah, so it's found the issue, duplicated pages. Come on, AI, you gotta be faster, man. You need a server that will send data to the client, but you don't need JS on the client to update the HTML state, if I understand well. Yes. It's not the only uses for it, but yes. So I want to try and use this for like page navigation, like even websites that don't need any data, like just static sites. I want to see if we can build a single page app framework using this. So that's roughly kind of my goal. It's still not working. Why? Tell me why. Oh, because it's going straight to settings. Okay. I want the page to always stay on index.html. And then the content should just change. Okay, wait, what's this HTML doing? Oh, this JS doing. Navigate to... Yeah, it's not actually using it the way I want it to be used. Auto load initial fragment. Wait, let's give it the documentation again. Have a read here. I want us to try and use this to build a basic single page app. Hello, unicorn. Single page app. Let's send that to the AI and see what it does. Then we'll refresh here. Okay, login. That doesn't work yet. I don't see any errors, but it's not working though. We got templates here for main. Then we got main content. Start main. Main. What is main? Start end. Okay. I'll update the header and page fragments to use data root and implement a small router in app.js. Map routes to fragment files. No, don't want that. Can we not just use... But let me have a read here quickly. Dynamic streaming of large content updates in single-page apps. As previously mentioned, a big drawback of current SPAs is that they couldn't benefit from streaming the nature of initial HTML loads until now. Inserting common content like HTML footers. Using the JavaScript API lets you pull in partial and insert them into the page, benefiting from caching rather than repeating them in every page sent. However, given the dependency on JavaScript to run, this should only be used for content that is not going to be visible in the initial load. Let's open up the index page again. Yeah, nothing's happening. Clicking on the nav items doesn't take me to any other pages. Okay, what's this? Declarative partial updates, root matching explainer. Okay. Motivation and use cases. CSS view transitions provide a way to animate. This might be something else. Okay, so here we have what? A nav bar. What if it could look like this? Oh, that's interesting. Hold on. This is actually very interesting. Now you guys can't see it properly on the video. I'm gonna set this in the link as well in the chat if you want to have a read, Cliff. But this looks very interesting. So we have a normal nav with an href, home, and about. How do declarative partial updates work in HTML? Ah, who is this person? Samad Saha. So this is a big article. So let's just scan through it. Here's a tiny Node.js example. Why frameworks already work around this problem? Modern frameworks already create experiences where parts of a page are rendered as they're ready. Okay. This works because JavaScript has a full DOM. Yeah, HTMX solves a related class of problems in another way. It allows you to request server-rendered HTML and swap parts of the page. This model is practical and popular, but it relies on JavaScript. Okay, the first part is HTML placeholders and out-of-order streaming using the template patch. The second part is a new set of JavaScript methods for inserting and streaming HTML into existing documents. Do you have Brave browser on Steam Deck? This will get rid of all ads. I don't have it, but you can probably find it here, but I don't care about ads too much, to be honest. Yeah, so there is Brave available, but I don't mind ads, to be honest. Okay. So I don't care too much about the out of order streaming. I care more about the way we can possibly exchange content without using JavaScript or very little JavaScript. Okay. You should care about digital privacy. At this point, I think it's too late to care about privacy, you know. I have so much online about myself already that I don't think it really matters. Yeah, how marker placeholders work. The simplest placeholder is marker. A marker refers to a place in a document where HTML code will appear later. Here's a small example from the proposed model. Okay, so you got a marker team members and a template team members. The name attribute of the marker connects it to the for attribute. It makes sense. The final DOM behaves like this. Okay. While this may seem very simple, timing is important. The placeholder can come at the beginning of the response. The template can come later. This means the browser can render a working shell first, then patch that specific location when the server sends the delayed content. This is different from normal streaming. I'm still holding on to a bit of control I have. Why processing instructions matter. Okay, how to start and end, range place workers, marker versus range, how multiple updates work. Hello. How this compares to React, HTMX, Astro, and PHP. This feature is will allow for comparisons. These comparisons can help you understand the main idea, but can also be confusing if you go too deep. React server rendering already supports streaming UI and fallback state, but the rendering model is React's own. When React needs to patch late added content to an already parsed document, it uses framework generated directives. Okay. Declarative partial updates bring a low-level part of this concept to HTML. It doesn't replace React's component model. HTMX. HTMX allows you to request HTML from the server and replace it on the page. It's conceptually close because it treats HTML as the main response format, but HTMX is a JavaScript library. The goal of declarative partial updates is to make some HTML patching behavior a feature of the browser itself. HTMX still handles many interaction patterns beyond this proposal. Astro popularized island-based rendering. A page can consist of mostly static HTML and isolated interactive regions. Chrome cites island architecture as a use case because independent regions of a page are often rendered at different times. Okay. This is more what I might be interested in. I'm not sure. Wanted to make web without JS is crazy though. Yeah. Declarative placeholders solve part of the problem. They help the browser patch the streamed HTML to a previous location in the same document. But not every update comes as part of the original HTML response. Many apps fetch HTML after the page has loaded. For example, a page might fetch a comments section, a cards summary, a profile dropdown, a navigation panel, a search result. Today, JavaScript has several ways to insert HTML into a document. These APIs work, but they don't behave the same way. Some replace content, some insert beside content, some pass in a specific context. Chrome's declarative partial updates work also include a revamped set of HTML insertion and streaming APIs, aiming to create a more explicit naming convention for common insertion patterns. Okay, replace an element's children. Set HTML. I can zoom in here actually. Replace the element itself. Replace with HTML. Okay. Insert before the element. Okay. Instead of remembering how inner HTML, outer HTML, insert adjacent, the method's name describes the action. Yes, I've spent so much time learning like all of these different ones and the intricacies of how to navigate pages and all that over the years from building frameworks. I'm glad they are like standardizing it a bit more. Static insertion. A static method accepts a complete HTML string. Car.setHTML. Okay, so it's a function now, whereas currently the inner HTML one isn't actually a function. So inner HTML is the same as setHTML, but inner HTML is not being used as a function, whereas this one is an actual function. How many browsers currently support it? So MDN setHTML. Okay, there we go. The element setHTML method, limited availability, but okay, so it's just Safari currently that doesn't seem to support it widely. Let's have a read here, or just a scan at least. Oh, there's options as well. Options. The method removes any elements and attributes that are considered XSS unsafe, even if allowed by a past sanitizer. Notably, the following elements are always removed. Oh, interesting. That's not nice. It is recommended if supported as a drop-in replacement for inner HTML. Yeah, when setting a user provider string. Okay. The reason why I say this is not nice is because I have pages where I might have an iframe on it. And if I insert it using set HTML, I want that to stay there. exceptions. Okay, the setHTML method provides an XSS safe method to pass and sanitize a string of HTML into a document fragment and then insert it into the DOM as a subtree. setHTML drops any elements in the HTML input string that are invalid in the context of the current element, such as call. Okay. It then removes any HTML entities that aren't allowed by the sanitizer configuration and further removes any okay. If no sanitizer is specified in the options or sanitizer parameter, setHTML is used with the default sanitizer. setHTML should be used instead of inner HTML for inserting untrusted strings of HTML into an element. It should also be used instead of setHTML unsafe. Example: unsanitized string, const target. Okay. Okay, here we got a string. Unsanitized on click, you click the button, click me. Okay, can I run this? Okay, let me understand this. We got a button default, we got a button allow script. Wait, this isn't the example I clicked on. No man, where's the example I clicked on? I want to run this one. This exact one. Chrome also shows this pattern with fetch. This model is important because streaming is one of the strengths of HTML. The browser doesn't always have to wait for a complete response. Here the response body streams from the network, text decoder stream converts bytes into text, the result pipes into the elements HTML stream. Okay. Okay, template scope. Chrome's article mentions an important restriction for template 4. A template only updates processing instructions within the same parent element. Yada yada yada. Okay, there's not a sharp edge. If you insert a chunk of HTML dynamically using an API like setHTML, the browser passes that HTML inside an intermediate fragment first. That means declarative patching applies inside that passed fragment. It doesn't automatically search to hold the existing document and update all placeholders. What this means for web developers. Declarative partial updates matter because they move a common framework pattern closer to the web platform. For years, developers have built partial update systems with JavaScript. Fetch HTML, find a DOM node, replaces its content, keep loading states in sync. Frameworks and libraries improve this workflow, but the browser still lacks a small native language for saying, this late HTML belongs in that earlier placeholder. You still need JavaScript for interactivity, state, event handling, client-side data flows, and many app behaviors. This also doesn't mean frameworks disappear. The more realistic outcome is this. Frameworks and server-rendered tools may eventually use these primitives internally. Yeah, so it's not as good as I expected it to be, or as good as I thought. It is still very nice though. When you should avoid it today. You should avoid production reliance on it. Use it for learning. Okay. Conclusion. HTML streaming is old. Out of order HTML patching is the new idea. Traditional streaming lets the browser render chunks as they arrive, but the document still follows the order of the response. The core syntax is small. For loading regions, okay, yada yada yada, final words. But we learned something, yeah. Definitely did learn something. I don't think I'm going to use it right now though, but it is very interesting. Failed to load. It's still changing my routes in any case. Yeah, it's very interesting. It was a bit of a waste of time to actually go through this, but definitely interesting. Okay, let's actually go ahead and see what's the plan for today. We will create a new file here. New file, day33.md file. Oh, we have a day 33. What day is it today? Day 34. 34. Okay, I think we'll work on the invoice generator. So it says that frameworks will implement them internally. So like React will implement it, yeah. I think it's still a bit early. Hopefully, I'll see if I can find a video on it sometime. I want to see someone like fully use it for like a full production app. Okay, so the plan for today is, I think, continue working on the invoice generator. That would be the main thing. We still have to also just say continue working. We also want to look at the Steam Cloud stuff. Now you know. Now I know. Roselt Calculator. We also want to finish implementing the Steam Cloud. So finish Steam Cloud implementation. So I think let's start on the invoice generator. We can make one prompt and then go continue on the Roselt Calculator. Okay. Let's see what's important to do first, right? So let's just test something. I don't think we need to show invoices on the dashboard because you can already see them right here. There's no point in duplicating it here. So let's start by removing that. Remove recent invoices from the dashboard page. Okay, invoices. Let's search some things like, let's search for 1001. Okay, search is working. And we can duplicate one from here, it looks like. We can also delete one. Okay, this we need to fix. The invoice delete button should use a custom pop-up dialog. Okay. Let's just have a look here. HTML dialog. There we go. And we're going to use this for the pop-up. The invoice delete button should use a custom pop-up dialog. Please make a component for this. And then we can use this for all pop-ups going forward. Oh, I clicked on steer by accident. This should have been not a steer. It's fine, let's just do it. For the use cases it serves, I would have left this recent invoices section. Good for UX. For the use cases it serves, it feels to me like a waste to have it in two places, since it's basically the same thing. Maybe I'll add it back, we'll see. But I feel like it's wasted space here. Now I don't know what to put on the dashboard just yet, like what to actually put here. But I don't want to waste space here for other stuff that we might end up putting here. Like I'm envisioning some charts and some stuff showing here. I don't think this actually ran. Components. Toast. A card for recent invoices and an invoices page with all the invoices. And the recent invoices card have a link to the invoices page. I'm thinking about it. Just give me a second. I'll need to think about it. But I hear you. I hear you. Okay, while this is busy going, I'm gonna. Unicorn is messaging me. Let's have a look. Unicorn, set up the Canva thing. Okay. So I'm gonna continue to the calculator. We were busy implementing Steam Cloud support in here. Oh, I think we did that in Cursor. Yes, in Cursor. Okay. Windows Portable build. I think we were at a point where it was working, if I remember correctly, last night. I want to check here. I'll make a new question. Is it possible to let your web version of the game sign in via Steam and then get the same cloud save? So the reason why I'm asking this is because if this works, then we could kind of use Steam as like a database. So you would sign into your app via Steam, and then it can remember all of your stuff, like your invoices and all that. That's roughly what I'm thinking. Is it possible to sign in via Steam on the website and then know whether the person has purchased your app or not? Okay, short answer, no. A browser can directly read-write a user's Steam cloud Steam Cloud is exposed via the Steamworks API to games running under the Steam client, not arbitrary web pages. Okay, that sucks. Recommended approaches to get the same cloud save across Steam and web. Recommended robust, build your own cloud save backend. Now I want to try and see if we can avoid this. Okay, use Steam OpenID on the web to sign users in and link their Steam ID. Simpler fallback. Okay, not feasible. Okay, that's fine then. Be like that. Where invoices will be stored in the clouds. So I think because the first version I'll put onto Steam, just because I don't have a payment gateway implementation yet. And I still need to have time to actually figure it out. And I want to get something out as quickly as possible. So I think for the first version, we'll store the invoices in Steam Cloud. And that's why I was asking this question, whether I can get the same Steam Cloud on web and Steam. The thing is, I don't have a server yet for all of these different applications, and I don't want to buy one right now or pay for Superbase and all that. I'm trying to find ways to avoid that, at least for the first versions. Okay, sign in. I think you can't. Yeah, it doesn't seem like I can. I want to have a login with Steam button. So the person will actually log into the website using Steam. Is it possible then to see whether they own the app or not, regardless of if their profile is private or public? Okay, delete invoice. This looks ugly. Delete invoice. I guess it serves its purpose, it just looks a bit ugly. Cancel, delete. App dialog. Let's start here. We'll say that okay. Please make sure that the text within the buttons on the dialog is centered in the button. Okay, new client. Settings. Look at the attached screenshot. The currency background color is different than the tax rate background color. I need all inputs to have the exact same background color. Use the default tax rate background color for currency. If you really want to build full stack application, you'll need a backend, yeah. So we'll definitely get a backend eventually. But I think for the first version, I'm gonna try and avoid it. I don't want to spend too much money right now. I want us to make some money first. Especially since we are still building the actual platform. No, it removed the... What? Why? Why, bro? It removed the dialogue. Okay. Doesn't make sense. Okay, perfect. That's looking good. Okay, this worked. That was terrible. The dialog component is not showing up when I click on the delete button within the invoices table rows. Clients, businesses. Okay, let's add a business. Remove upload. We'll add this one. We'll say the business is Vibe Coding. The address is 1 Vibe Code Street. Email is me@vibecoder.com. Phone is 123. That is 11. Or it's 42069. Notes is making some big bucks. Did we say big bugs? Okay, let's save a business. Okay. This should be vertically centered, I think. Yeah. The text within each column should be vertically centered within the column. If you look at the attached screenshot, it's not currently vertically centered. And we still don't have a custom pop-up. Hello? The custom dialog pop-up still does not appear when I click on the delete button on the invoices table rows. Okay, write invoice or delete. Let's make a client. We'll do the client as YouTube. Contact person is, we'll say PewDiePie. Pewds@gmail.com. His number is 9999. Billing address is 1 don't know, 1 Tokyo Street. Random numbers. Brofist. Okay, let's save a client. Okay, so we got a client. We should be able to edit as well. We can't current. Oh, we can. We click on it to edit it. Okay. Okay, we should be able to add the logo for a client as well, I think. Currently, you can't add a logo for a client. You should be able to add a logo for a client as well. Okay, that's perfectly centered. Let's jump to the calculator, I think. Calculator. Okay, summarize. Not with Steam OpenID alone. If a user logs in via Steam on the web, you get their Steam ID. But Steam's web API respect the user's privacy game detail settings. Okay. Okay. I think we finished the Steam Cloud, right? There's not much to do there. Windows Portable build. We did a new build. And I think it was working. So let's start something new then. I'll commit this code. Implement settings file management and synchronization via Steam Cloud. Okay. We commit that. Damn, I hit my weekly limit. Ah, that sucks. What were you busy with? We'll make a new chat. And what I want to do here now on the calculator is I want to see if we can improve the startup time. It does take a bit too long to start up. So the calculator takes a long time to start up. Is there a way to get it to open quicker? What can we do to optimize how fast the app opens? I see, I see. Okay, so clients should be able to add logos now. There we go. I want the UI to add a business and client to look the same. They should not look different. Since a client and a business is basically the same thing, the details that they add should be the same. Maybe it should be a component. This is still not working. Okay, let's have a look here. Okay. Nothing interactive appears until that change finished app.js runs render. On Electron, the main process also reads settings.json from disk before creating the window. So desktop users pay for Electron startup, disk read, etc. Biggest contributors in practice. Electron call start. Often the largest slice on desktop, not fixable in app.js alone. Await import. Pulls in logic. Okay. 13 blocking CSS. Each file can delay first point. Theme loading. Non-English loads a second local file. Desktop settings sync. Okay, highest impact optimizations, recommended order, defer nerddamer, easy high value for most users. Most sessions use standard scientific programmer modes, not symbolic graph casts. Lazy load all not mean.js when entering graphing mode or first cast use instead of in startup. Yes, only load nerddamer when it's needed. Yes, do it. No need to load this in the beginning. Okay, 2. Parallelize independent startup work. After you have theme preference and language preference from local storage or URL, run in parallel. Prepare themes for launch, init I18. Nerddamer only if you still need it eagerly. Settings file sync can stay first only if you need fallback theme language before paint. I'm not sure. You can do whatever you want, but I definitely need the settings file as well as the user's chosen language and theme to be loaded first before any UI is shown, since that'll be used for the UI. Don't block UI on settings file sync. Can do load plus save over IPC before any UI. The main process already read settings before opening the file. Show the window earlier on Electron Medium. Today the window appears only after read settings file completes. You could create the window immediately with default bounds and background color already set. Apply save bounds when settings arrive. Yeah, I don't like that. Let the JS bundle mentally. A larger refactor. App.js imports logic.js upfront. So all modes pay for graphing converted date logic at startup. Dynamic import for node specific chunks. Yes. 5. Yes. Let's split the logic for each mode. Uh, Only load its logic when it's needed. When you open that mode. Okay, reduce render blocking. App.html loads every view style sheet up front. Options. One bundled app.css for production, fewer round trips, or load only shell plus calculated CSS first. Theme fast path. Fetches and passes CSS to build token maps. But let's just do 1 and 2 for now. Thinking this might be the best to start off with. And then let's see how it does it. Just to check, can we not make it only load whatever theme or language that it needs? Implementing a lazy no-daemon loader, removing startup preload loading, and parallelizing theme plus i18n after setting sync. Okay, this also finished. Okay. No file chosen, so I choose a file. Okay. Sure. Replace remaining confirm calls with custom app dialog. Add image size compression and client size. Okay, would you like me to add logos to client list and invoice preview now? I want the client logo to also appear in the client's table list. Okay. Lazy no-daemon. New module loads all.meter.js on demand and caches the promise. Use only when graph function analyzes needs the cache solver. Startup. Remove no-daemon from the boot path. Still await settings sync first. Then runs theme plus i18n in parallel via promise.all before app.js loads. Electron. Remove the no-daemon from preload so it no longer runs at process startup. Graph analysis. Cache helpers are async and call ensure no-daemon loaded when needed. Opening function analysis loads no-daemon the first time you use that feature. Numeric fallbacks still work if load fails. What does numeric fallbacks mean? Opening function analysis loads no-daemon the first time you use that feature. Numeric fallback still work if load fails. I don't want any fallback. It should just always work. That's what I'm concerned about this. Numeric fallbacks means if no-daemon isn't available or can't solve the expression. Graph analysis still runs using sampling and numeric heuristics instead of symbolic algebra. Sure. Well, what's happening here? Welcome to cursor. Jeez, wait, I don't. What's happening? Please close. Okay. Just have a look at the code. I'll look at the code in. I don't have it open anymore. Okay, how do I open up the app? I'm still so confused with freaking cursors UI. It's so confusing. Like how do I get my files? I keep forgetting how to access my files. Is it this one? Okay, this one's my files. Then I go to index.html file. And then there's no way to open this in the browser. I have to manually copy the path and enter it here. No, that doesn't work. But let's open Genipedia. I'll just change it manually myself. So I go to apps, calculator. Okay, let's bookmark this. Okay, launch calculator. Okay, why did that happen? That doesn't sound good. Okay, let's open it in my normal browser. Oh no, I think we broke the calculator. Oh no. I don't know why Cursor keeps breaking my stuff. Composer. Like it happens so often where Composer just breaks my stuff completely. Those errors happen because the app's open as a local file. Okay. I want us to be able to open it as a local file. I don't like what Cursor is doing here. I need to reset this. How do I revert? Can I even revert? So I press here. Okay, discard all changes. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I didn't like what it did there. Don't trust it. So if I refresh the calculator now, let's make a new prompt. Let's just make sure the calculator now works. Still doesn't work. Come on. Let's just go back to VS Code. I've got the calculator back in VS Code. Oh no, so we did definitely all revert all the changes. But it looks like it's still not opening as a file. This is not good. So that might be the previous change that broke it. Let's just see here. No, it's still working. Okay, so in VS Code it's working. But then in Cursor it doesn't work. That's what I'm seeing here. I don't know, whatever. Let's try and figure out why it's slow. So I'll open up. I just don't trust cursor, to be honest. Okay. I'll go to the network tab. Okay. Then I'll refresh the page and I'll just see what's slow. Okay. Okay. So we definitely don't need to load all of these themes. That is probably slow. Let's group by frame. Peak request. Let's do some throttling. We'll do 3G. I'm probably on 3G right now, but let's just see. Yeah, it doesn't even feel slower. Can I go even slower? Custom? Oh, but it's not online. That's why this doesn't matter. Okay, we need to check the online version. Let's come here. We'll go calculator. So I want to see how we can make it faster. Let's do 3G. And we'll go launch calculator. Oh man, okay, hold on. That's pretty quick. Let's see if we can go slower. CPU throttling presets. Network throttling. Very slow. Download, let's do like 1 kilobyte per second. Let's try that. We clear. We refresh. Clear, refresh. That might have been too slow. That might be too slow. Okay, no, it's fine, it's fine. Here we get some stuff. Let's just go to a different page first. Okay, then we do very slow. Doesn't seem very slow. Yeah, it really doesn't take that long, to be honest. Let's make a small change here. Only load NerdDaemon when you open a mode that requires it. Okay, where are we loading NerdDaemon? I don't even see it in here. Okay. Right now, when I check the network tab, then I see we're loading all of the CSS files for every theme. This is a waste. Rather just load the theme that the person has selected, or the default theme when the person don't have a theme theme selected yet. We'll eventually have more than 1,000 themes. So it doesn't make sense to load all of them if we're only using one of them. Just load the theme that we are using. Let's do that prompt. Hey, I see we got 15 viewers. Welcome everybody. Right now, we are trying to improve the speed of my calculator. So we built a calculator app that is called Roselt Calculator. Because we are using the Steam Deck, let's open it in the browser. Because we're using the Steam Deck, which runs on SteamOS, which runs on Linux, we are stuck with all of the crappy Linux calculators. And therefore, I'm busy making a brand new calculator that would hopefully eventually be the best calculator on Linux. But right now, it's a bit slow. So we are trying to see if we can make it faster. So it's already released on Steam. You can currently get it on Steam. So if you go to Roselt Calculator, Steam, you'll see we have it released already, Roselt Calculator. But currently, if you open it, it is a bit slow if you open it from Linux. So we are trying to see how we can make it faster. On Windows, I think it's fine. I don't have Windows to test it on, but I think it is fine on Windows. It's specifically on Linux where it's a bit slow. So we're trying to get Cursor to make it faster. What I notice here in the network tab is that we are loading all of the themes regardless of whether we actually use the theme or not. And the thing is, eventually we'll have more than 1,000 themes. So it doesn't make sense to load all of them from the beginning. So therefore, we are now trying to only load the theme that we actually need, which would hopefully speed up the website by quite a bit. How long does it currently take to load the website? Let's have a look. So I think on average, currently, it takes about 2 seconds to actually load the calculator. If I look at the network tab here, 2 seconds. So I'm trying to see if I can get the average down. I don't want it to take 2 seconds to load a calculator. That just seems silly. We shouldn't need to wait 2 seconds for a calculator. Yeah, it's just way too slow. Don't like it. Definitely want to make that faster. Okay, it looks like the code is done. So let's test it. I'm still learning Cursor. I haven't fully figured out how Cursor works just yet. I keep forgetting how to find my files. I'm slowly getting used to it. So we go to the calculator index. Okay. Let's just use VS Code. Okay. Don't know if it feels faster, but let's test it. Ah, look at that. It's not loading all of the themes anymore. But I don't even see it loading the dark theme that we currently have selected. Which is a bit worrisome, I think. Okay, that's weird. It's not loading the theme, so where's it coming from then? Oh no, don't tell me. Oh, it combined all of the themes into one file. No way it did that. Is that what it did? Let's just have a look here at what it actually did. Ensure graph theme loaded. Preload all themes. And now I'm just confused. So here are all the CSS files, right? Okay. Identifying. Let's have a read here. Identifying the issue. I'll make this a bit bigger. Preload all themes. Fetches every theme CSS to pass tokens while the app already loads one theme via refactoring to use manifest metadata for lists and loads CSS only for the active and on-demand graph theme. Here's what was going wrong with the course. Yada yada yada. Okay, app theme moved. Theme CSS file for the active app theme. Okay. Does this change make the app start up faster? Or is it the same? Yeah, startup should be faster, especially as the theme count grows. Before, on launch, the app was doing roughly, okay, noticeable now with 30 themes. Okay, so let's then commit this change and we'll test it. Okay, I've just pushed all of the code to GitHub. Let's have a look. It should automatically make it live for us, and then I can test the live version. We'll see if it's faster. I'm trying to fit in enough updates for a new release. Okay, there we go. So now it's published. So now if I go back here and I refresh, there we go. That's much less. Let's see if it's faster though. That felt very slow. Let's refresh. Hey, it's faster. Much faster. So on average before, we were doing 2 seconds. And now it seems on average we are doing about 600, 700 milliseconds. So it's definitely faster. Oh yeah, this is much better. We should actually have checked the DOM content loaded, to be honest. Not the finish time. Let's do a test. Can you run some tests for me, please? Please make it works for me. That's the plan, Cliff. That's the plan. So Cliff, what exactly is your issue, right? If you click on, let me just make sure what your issue, so if you click on this hamburger menu, it doesn't work, right? Is that the issue? You click on this hamburger menu and nothing happens. Am I correct? This button and the history button, those two buttons don't work. But the actual calculation buttons, they do work. Like you can do 9 times 9 and equals. That would work. Am I correct in saying that? Can you run some tests for me? Uh, I want you to check the DOM content loaded with the old way and the new way. Run many tests and gather an average for both. Yes. And if I expand the window, I have weird behavior. Okay, so I still have the weird behavior as well. I don't know yet exactly what causes the weird behavior. Uh, I did try to fix it all. I did try to fix it off stream, and I could not get it fixed. So I don't know exactly yet what the issue is. I might need a better AI to fix that weird behavior. But GPT-5 Mini, Composer 2, as well as Raptor Mini, all three those ones, oh, as well as GPT 5.4 Mini, none of those ones could fix the resizing issue. So I don't know yet what that is. As for this not working, that's very weird. So I will definitely see what I can do. Can you double check for me? So all of these buttons at the bottom, they all work, right? It's literally just the two top buttons that don't work. Is that correct? Oh, it is working the left sidebar. Okay, that's good. But I need to put my cursor like near the button, but outside of it. That's very weird. Can you maybe like try and show me, like with a photo of where your cursor is, in order for it to actually click and work? Okay, setting up benchmark comparing DOM content loaded with the old versus new approach. Creating a benchmark script and running it against both code versions. Checking whether theme preloading affects DOM content loaded timing. My cursor has to be around the bottom of the button. I see. So top doesn't work for you. That's extremely weird. Because if I test mine seems to work anyway. It doesn't matter. And can you test if it's the same for all buttons? I tried to take a screenshot, but it makes my cursor disappear. I see. That sucks. If I take a screenshot on KDE, it like, oh well, of course now it doesn't work. Give me a second. I have to close some stuff that I've opened. We can close Chrome, I think. Oh man, I hate this stupid bug in SteamOS. I can't show the screenshot now, but on KDE, it actually like shows my cursor on the screenshot as well. Practical takeaway. Does this change? No meaningful difference. Does it make the app usable faster? Yes. Will it matter more? Can we extend the tests to run more times? And also, can we test it by duplicating by letting it load more themes? Maybe for the test we do 100 themes. The button of the calc itself works fine. I'm thinking. Can you try using Proton Experimental and see if it makes a difference? So if you come in here and you right click on the calculator and then compatibility, can you test using Proton Experimental as well as Proton Hotfix and see if those two have the same issue? If you don't mind. Hey, we got 17 people watching the stream. Welcome everybody. The most people we've ever had that watched the stream was 18 people. So if we get 2 more people to watch the stream, it'll be a new record for this channel. How's everyone doing? Do we have any vibe coders in the chat? Anyone building anything cool that you want to share? Except Cliff here. He is always building something cool. So right now, we are trying to benchmark my calculator app and see if we can make it faster, as well as looking into Cliff's issues. Yeah, we need Mish. Mish will easily push it above if he joins. Goes right to my hearth, Sean. We always have so many people watching, but no one's actually chatting. They're just watching. Silent. But that's good. As long as you're watching and learning something, then I'm happy. Or at least enjoying it, if not learning. I tried Proton Hotfix and Proton Experimental. Nothing changes. Okay. How do I even begin to debug your issue without experiencing the issue myself? It's so weird. At least we know it does click. It's just almost like it's the placement. I don't like how the templates page is displaying the templates. Also, what I'm seeing for the template in the templates page is not what I'm seeing how the template looks when I actually use it. It doesn't seem to show the same stuff. Please make sure that the preview of the template when I use it is the same as the preview of the template in the templates page. Let's send that to Composer. So let's head back to this one. Okay. The DOM content loaded. Still basically unchanged. App ready mean. App ready P95. Theme CSS fetched mean. Yeah, so there's really no difference in what I just did, to be honest. Okay, takeaways. Still basically unchanged even with 100 themes. Preload didn't block that event. Network load. Old pulled every theme CSS 100 preloads plus one link. New pull 2. That's a big win at scale. App ready. Only 11 milliseconds faster on average with 100 themes. Preloads run in the background so UI still appears quickly with the browser. Okay, with 1000 plus themes, old would issue 1000 plus background fetches. New would stay at total benchmark time for this event was 3.5 minutes. For even tighter averages, use iterations 200. I think we should test it with 1000, just to be 100% sure. Can we test it with 1000 themes? That's going to take a while to test, I think. If this took 3.5 minutes to finish, and we're going to do 10 times more, that could be half an hour. That accurate. Maybe we do 500 themes. Let's do 500 themes and see what we get. And then while we wait for that to finish, we'll continue working on the invoice generator. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. They still look different. When I click to view or use an invoice, it loads in like an A4 page view, but on the templates page, it loads in a different view. I want it to load in the same view. To also load an A4 size view on the templates page. I run it on Debian GNU Linux 13 Trixie. Yeah, I will try that. Let's open a new. Okay. Once this benchmark has finished, then I will give it the info regarding your system and we'll see if we can find any issues. This is cool. We can actually see like how far the benchmark is. Okay. But we'll work on the invoice generator in the meantime, I think. I don't see a way. Design mode. Is it this? Where can I find the game Tic Tux Toe? So that game is not yet released. We are still busy building it, rebuilding it in JavaScript. Just because while live streaming, I can't actually open up my virtual machine, meaning that I can't actually work on any Delphi projects while live streaming. And because of that, I think I want to remake the Tic Tac Toe game, just so that I can actually work on it while live streaming. And because it's a Tic Tac Toe game, it's not that big of a game. I'm hoping that I can possibly very quickly just remake it. So yeah, that's basically why I haven't released it yet. And I'm on GNOME version 48 using Wayland. Okay. I'm keeping that in mind. Looks like I'm lagging as well. Let me put my bitrate a bit lower and see if that helps. You don't want to be lagging. I'm looking at these three attached buttons. Um, there seems to be a third button with an ellipsis and then the edit layout. What's the difference between the ellipsis and the edit layout? They seem to do the same thing. So is it really needed to have that? Can we not just have the edit and the use button? There we have my good old boy. Hey Jason, yeah boy. Oh, my son's name is Jason, by the way. Oh no, I'm telling all this to the AI. Let's see if I can play a video for him. Then he can sit here, watch the video, and we can code. Ain't that right? I'm busy getting a video ready for him. Ah, There we go. He's got a video playing now. Nice to meet you, Jason. Did you hear that, Jason? Mini Shawnia. His name is actually spelled the same way as you know, Jason. Can you ask Jason what he thinks about vibe coding? He would have no idea what vibe coding is. Ain't that right? He likes to watch this show. I'll show it. Called Minuscule. There. Yeah. Whenever this show plays, he's just laser focused on it. Yeah. That's basically it. Just a bunch of flies and ants and spiders that like does random things. He has his own mouse as well, which I'll get here on the ground. Bro, don't know what he did in his previous life. No, I don't want the scroll bar to appear there. For the templates page, I don't want the invoices to show in a scroll bar. And then also, I see at the bottom of each template we have 3 buttons: use, edit layout, and a 3 dots button. What is the purpose of the 3 dots button? Because if I click on it, it seems like it just goes to the edit layout page. If it has no purpose and it's the same as the edit layout page, then just delete it. Maybe he was an engineer. Let's send this prompt to the AI and let's see what it does. I need to get closer to the computer. I'm too far away. There we go. It looks like the calculator benchmark finished. Okay, so app ready gap, DCL gap, CSS files old. All loaded, not all 500 in 500 ms. Okay, wait. What's this saying? Okay, iterations, 100 per variant, catalog 500 synthetic themes. Okay, old, preload all, new single theme. Difference. Okay, it does seem like it actually matters. Compared to 100 themes. Okay, with 500 themes, the old approach clearly hurts startup. The UI appears 180 milliseconds later on average. And DCL is worse too. The old paths was still fetching heavily in the first 500 ms after app ready. It hadn't finished all 500 in the window. Okay, so we definitely did the correct thing that we did here. Okay, now how do I undo all of these test pages here? Is there a revert button? Discard all changes. There we go. Discard all. Let me try and see if I can get closer to the desk more. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. What happened here? 101 uncommitted changes. Let's discard all these ones as well. Move to trash. Now it should be good. I still don't trust cursor though. I feel like I should open it up in VS Code to double check. Fine. Okay, Liv, let's have a look at your issue. I have an issue on my calculator when it's being run as a standalone Windows app through Steam Proton on the following system. Okay, then I'll paste your system. Properly click on the hamburger menu button top left. He has to have the cursor be around the bottom of the button in order to actually click on it. Can you try and figure out what's the issue and why that might happen? Potato. What happened? Are we still live? Yeah, it looks like we're still live. I see this message here. I wonder what happened. Wasn't actually looking. Okay. Let's have a read here. The issue is not happening on my Linux system. I'm running SteamOS. It's also not happening on Kubuntu. The issue that the user is having is that he can't properly click on the hamburger menu button top left. He has to have the cursor be around the bottom of the button in order to actually click on it. Can you try and figure out what's the issue and why that might happen? Okay. I'm going to give this to cursor and we'll see what happens. See if cursor can find an issue for us and fix it. The templates are displaying too big on the templates page. We should put it into a grid system. So the glitch while expand issue is an issue that I also have. That's not specific to your message. No V48 and weighted was missing from your prompt. Oh, did it fail? Oh no. Oh, I see you're right, it did fail. Let me stop the prompt, then I'll quickly add it in. Thank you for telling me. Okay, there we go. And I did try to fix the expand issue already off stream using a couple of different models. None of them could actually fix the issue. So I think we need to test that using a different model. We could give Opus 4.8 a try and see if it can maybe fix it for us. But I have tried using Composer 2.5. Ah, that's looking a bit better. Teamwork makes the dream work. I agree. Hello, Johnny. Johnny Bravo. Message retracted. What did you type? What on earth did you type? Sorry if I'm talking a bit soft. I don't want to talk too loudly here next to his ear. How's it going, Johnny? Can you please add a search box to be able to search for different templates? Bad word, yeah, bad word indeed. Mr. Cliff here throwing some curse words because the calculator doesn't work for him. Oh, I deleted. I see. Okay, so here's the response. Ask them to check. No, I don't want them to check. It's only the top of the window wrong. Other top row buttons, title bar, drag, resize, display scaling. Okay, what is your display scaling set to? That might be useful. Can you check that for me, please? I'm also good, thank you, Mr. Johnny. I am excellent. Okay, monitor layout. Any monitor to the left of primary or laptop plus external. Does the Flatpak Linux build work on the same machine? If yes, that strongly points to Proton Wine, not your HTML CSS. Proton workarounds often help coordinate bugs. Enable virtual desktop in Wine CFG. In DevTools, if they can open them. Okay, Cliff, what I'll do is I will paste in here exactly what you are sending me. Then you can tell me if you want me to add other stuff in here. But I'll basically type in a response here what you want me to. So I'll say here, this is the info from the user. And then whatever you think is useful, let me know, and then we can add it in here. Wait, did the response just change? Hold on. It looks like a pointer coordinate mismatch between what is drawn and what receives clicks, not a broken hamburger handler. The menu button is a normal, okay. What the app actually does. Yeah, clicks go through. The Windows Steam build is Electron with native frame. Why click the button of the Why click the bottom of the button is a strong clue. If the icon looks correct but clicks only register lower, that usually means the UI is painted in one coordinate space, but Wine Proton is delivering mouse events in another shifted upward. Okay, the UI is painted in one that fits controls at the top of the client hamburger. Much better than a CSS bug in one button. Typical causes or no Wayland plus Proton. Okay. Title bar / client area offset. Native Windows title bar plus Wine's idea of the client rect can disagree. Or maybe it's the issue with the custom title bar dragging zone. So how does the title bar look for you? Because I can show you the way it looks for me. Don't know if it'll open now. So this is how the title bar looks for me. If you have a look here. It uses the standard KDE title bar. Not very well and may be the root cause of the issue. Can you send me a screenshot please of how it looks? Because that does sound like it might be the issue then. It might override the top of the app. That makes sense, yeah. Will you send me a photo on Steam, please? Then I'll take a look. While I'm waiting for you, I'm gonna continue on the invoice maker. And now we have a search bar, all built-in my templates. I'm wondering if we shouldn't maybe split templates. Like have two different options here on the left-hand side, one for built-in and one for my templates. I see. What is this bottom part? What's this black stuff here? I've sent screenshots on Steam. Okay. I can see this. Yeah, it looks like the app is almost rendering above the title bar. Almost kind of. Copy image URL. Also, here is some screenshots of the app. Black stuff is glitched when I manually expand the window. Okay. Then I'll send the AI the screenshots. Or should we just attach the... Let's just screenshot this. Oh, I can't because the freaking thing is broken. Okay, copy. I think I copied the same one just now. Oh man, it's copying the same one. There we go. Let's send that and see if we get anything. Yeah, it definitely helps. So is the title bar appearing behind the calculator or what? So I don't actually see a title bar, you know. Can you show me how title bars normally look on your system? Like open any other app. Okay, the AI is saying here, inspecting the user screenshots and re-evaluating with 100% scaling ruled out. Screenshots show clicks landing above the intended target. Investigating top of window layout and electron menu bar behavior that could create a dead heat ceiling band. Screenshots show clicks registering above the visual target. A classic invisible top Chrome strip, removing the unused application menu. What does screenshot show? Screenshot 1 nav open. The click indicator sits in a blank band above the hamburger, not on the current icon. Default GNOME calculator. Okay. Send you a screenshot. Okay, and this title bar, is this the same title bar that most apps are using? Doesn't seem like it's actually using that title bar. Um, it looks like it's not even rendering the app's title bar correctly on his system. Okay, this is looking much better. Oh. Oh, I should be able to edit it from here. Okay, hold on. Currently on the templates page, when I click on some of the templates, I'm actually able to edit values on it from the templates page. I should not be able to do that. I should only be able to edit and add things onto the template when I am on the use or edit page. Let's see what the AI says here. Okay, The screenshot and 100% scaling rule out fractional DPI as the cause. They point at a broken top non-client area on the Windows build under Proton, which matches a problem this repo already has a local fix for. Okay. Top strip. Dark gray band with odd content. Not a normal Windows title bar, no app icon, no. Okay. App UI starts below that strip. Text feel low on the root cause, hidden electron menu bar on the wine. On native Windows, that usually hides the menu until Alt. On the Proton Wine or GNOME Wayland, the menu bar can still reverse a top strip or paint it badly, while the web view is laid out as if the client area starts lower. Okay, that matches must stick near the bottom of the hamburger. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm back. Cliff, any idea yet? I haven't read what the AI said here yet, though. Okay. So what's it saying? Fix already drifted in your tree. So it says it did fix it already. Remove auto hide menu bar true. If the title bar is still wrong after that, quick check for the reporter. Okay. Let me open this up in VS Code just to properly see like what the changes are. Because I don't like the way it's showing. Okay, so app shell pointer events none. Sidebar. I guess we need to test, make sure we didn't break anything in the current system. Seems good still. Let's select this code. What does this do? And the changes here, what's the changes here? Okay, we're getting menu there. Okay, then we took this away, auto hide menu bar. Okay, no application menu is used. On Windows builds, run through Proton Wine, a hidden menu bar can still reserve a top strip where clicks miss the web content above controls like the navigation button. Okay, menu.set application menu. Okay. So this does look promising. So let's tell it here to please build a new Windows standalone exe for me. Please build a new. And while that's busy going, I'll be right back again. Yeah, Gnomes 1 not too shabby. I agree. Okay, so I'm building a new exe now fast. Then we can test it. I'll see if I can quickly do a new release of the calculator. Just have to build the new one first. It's busy building one now. Chat. I also have to figure out how to close my calculator because it doesn't want to close for some reason. I'll show you now what I mean. So in Steam, it's still open in Steam and I can't actually close it. It's not stopping. I need to figure that out as well. I might just force close it quickly. See if I can maybe do that. Kill. Okay, it looks like it is actually stopped now. Nope, doesn't seem like it actually. Why? I literally can't get it to be stopped. Should I close Steam again? Waiting for Roselt Calculator to shut down. But it's never shutting down. It's just always running here. Yeah, it's just not shutting down. Let's see what I can do. It looks like the exe finished. So we have a new exe. Maybe if I delete the exe, it would just stop. I'm trying to delete this now. And I don't see a new exe artifact. Please update our stuff from v12.1.1 to v12.2.0 and write a new entry in the changes.html file. Then also build a new release, a new Windows standalone exe release with the new version. Let's do that prompt. Still trying to get Steam to close. Let's just exit now. A quick explanation. Selected targets the sidebar element only when its app shell ancestor does not have the nav open class. Okay. Makes the sidebar ignore pointer interactions. Ticks, hovers, and other pointer events won't reach it. The element stays visible but won't receive pointer events, and those events pass through to elements underneath. Okay. Why? Commonly used to stop a hidden off-screen sidebar. Moved with. Okay. Sure. Sure. Let's head back to cursor for now, and we'll continue on the invoice generator. Let's see if the issue was fixed. Ah, that's fixed. Now we can't actually make changes to it, which is nice. Okay, it's starting to become together now. Client. So that works. Save. My cursor seems to be stuck. I can't actually click here. Hello? Hello? What's happening, bro? Let's just archive that. Don't care about it for now. Okay. When you add a new business or client, there should be some fields that you must enter. So some fields must be mandatory and some can be optional. Please go through all the fields that we currently have for businesses and clients and decide which ones should be mandatory. Also, if there are new fields that we can add in that you think make sense, feel free to add them in. I also want the buttons on the right hand side of the rows in the business and clients table to always show. It should not just show when I hover on it, it should always show those buttons. Yeah, let's go to Steam. Yeah, it's still busy making a new version for us. Still updating the versions. And now we have version 12.2. Bumped up version 2. Oh, that's not the change log. For the actual release notes on the changes page, look at the previous commits that we have done since the last version update and then write a proper release notes. Come on, what the hell is this? This is not release notes. Remove this part from the attached text. It shouldn't be there in any of the languages anymore. It looks like we are lagging. Why are we lagging? Oh yeah, we're lagging again. Come on. Why? Let's open Steam again. I'll open Steam. And then let's see if we can run the calculator app. Okay, while we are waiting here, let's go to cursor and see what's happening here. Okay, that seems to be done. Business. Oh, cursor is broken again. I can't click anywhere. This cursor doesn't allow me to click. Drop here to attach. What do you mean? Drop what? There's nothing to drop. Come on. Hello? There's literally nothing to drop. So stupid. What if I do this? That seems to have fixed the issue. Okay. Let's open the index file. And now we have some optional fields. Hey. Hello. Hello. I'll be right back, guys. Just want to quickly do a prompt here again. Remember that I want the fields to be the same for both business and clients. It should use the same components, same field names, same mandatory, same optional. And also, I don't think business address is something that should be mandatory. In my mind, it's only the business name right now that should be mandatory. I'm going to send this prompt, then I'm quickly going to head off again. Okay, send that prompt. Okay, Steam is open. And let's see if the Roselt Calculator is still running. It's not running. Perfect. So now we can actually test this. We need to see if it has finished. It's still busy there. I'll be right back. Okay, so we got this now. I'll read through this a bit later, but it's definitely not perfect. Let's see if we can test the new application. Okay, so here we have a new exe. We'll say copy. Roselt Calculator. Okay. He's playing with his ball. So we did two major things. The app startup still feels a bit slow, but it should, in theory, start up a bit faster now, but it still feels very slow. Ah, there goes the ball. And secondly, we hopefully fixed an issue that Cliff is having where his title bar is not showing. Let's do a prompt here as well. Can you also build a new Flatpak version for me and then also install that version? Yeah, the calculator is taking very long to open. I don't know if it's an issue with my app or with Proton or both. I just don't know just yet. Also, what happened to the chat? Don't know. Chat is broken. Are we still live even? That might be the more important question. It looks like we are still live though. So I don't know what's happening. Okay. I think maybe we end the live stream here. Then tonight we'll continue testing and see if it works or not. So Cliff, if you are still in the chat, we'll test this tonight. So I'm gonna jump off. Thanks for watching, everyone. Then I will see you possibly tonight. Cheerio!